Gospel John 7:40-53. Target audience: youth. March 21st, 2026. Imagine the absolute chaos in Jerusalem during this great festival. The streets are packed, tempers are flaring, and everyone is arguing passionately about one man, Jesus of Nazareth. Some people in the crowd are declaring loudly that he is the long-awaited Messiah. Others are dismissing him completely just because he grew up in Galilee. The division is intense, and the tension in the air is incredibly thick. My friends, today's gospel from the 7th chapter of John isn't just an ancient history lesson. It is a powerful living mirror reflecting the reality of our world today. We live in a culture that is completely divided over who Jesus is, and as young people, you are standing right in the middle of that noisy, chaotic crowd every single day. You hear so many voices competing for your attention. Voices from social media, voices from popular culture, voices from your classmates and peers. Some of those voices tell you that faith is an outdated joke. Other voices actively mock you for trying to live a pure, honest, and holy life. But right in the middle of all that overwhelming noise, Jesus is standing there. And he is speaking directly and personally to your heart. Look closely at the temple guards in today's reading. They were tough, disciplined soldiers sent by the powerful Pharisees with one simple job: arrest Jesus. But something absolutely incredible happens. They come back empty-handed. The Pharisees are furious and demand to know why they didn't bring him in. Listen to the guard's amazing response. Never before has anyone spoken like this man. That completely changes everything. These tough soldiers were literally stopped in their tracks by the sheer power, beauty, and truth of Jesus' words. They went to arrest him, but instead his words completely arrested their hearts. This is the exact same experience Jesus wants for each and every one of you today. He wants to speak words of life, profound purpose, and fierce love into your soul. Are you allowing his voice to be the loudest voice in your life? Are you taking the intentional time to truly listen to him? St. Augustine, a brilliant doctor of the Church, teaches us something profound about this very moment in the Gospel. Augustine points out that the Pharisees, who studied the Scriptures constantly, were totally blinded by their own arrogance and pride. But the simple guards, who didn't have all that fancy theological training, had open and receptive hearts. They recognized the voice of the living God the moment they heard it. We have to ask ourselves a challenging question today. Do we have the open, humble hearts of those guards, or the closed, proud minds of the Pharisees? It is so easy to become cynical in today's world. It is so easy to let the mocking voices of the culture make us embarrassed or ashamed of our Catholic faith. Look at how the arrogant Pharisees respond to the guards. They sneer and ask, "Have you also been deceived?" They use peer pressure and intimidation. They try to make the guards feel utterly stupid for believing in the power of Jesus. As young Catholics, you will absolutely face this exact same kind of intimidation. People will try to make you feel foolish for following Christ. They will try to tear down your beliefs and mock your dedication to the Church. They want you to follow the crowd instead of the Creator. But this is exactly where we need to look at Nicodemus. Nicodemus was a leader, surrounded by these arrogant, angry Pharisees. It would have been so easy for Nicodemus to just stay quiet. It would have been much safer to blend in, keep his head down, and not make any waves. But he couldn't stay silent. He speaks up for justice. He challenges them by asking, "Does our law condemn a person before it first hears him?" He pushes back against the unfair, hateful assumptions they are making about Jesus. He demands that they actually listen to the truth. Of course, the Pharisees immediately turn their anger on Nicodemus too. They mock him and tell him to go look at the Scriptures. Standing up for Jesus is not always easy. Sometimes it means you will be mocked, deeply misunderstood, or left out of the popular group. But I promise you with all my heart that standing with Jesus Christ is the absolute greatest decision you will ever make. God is calling you to be exceptionally brave today. He is calling you to stand firm in your faith when the rest of the crowd is shouting the other way. Think about the incredible adventure God is inviting you into right now. It is an adventure of radical truth, bold courage, and unconditional love. Jesus doesn't just want to be a small, hidden part of your weekend. He wants to transform your entire existence from the inside out. When we read the Scriptures, we aren't just reading dusty ancient texts. We are encountering the living, breathing God who knows you by name. In the Catechism of the Catholic Church, we are taught that in the sacred books, the Father who is in heaven comes lovingly to meet his children and talks with them. God is coming to meet you right now. He is offering you a rock-solid foundation in a modern world that feels completely unstable and chaotic. So what is your response going to be to this magnificent invitation? Will you walk away like the divided crowd, arguing and confused? Or will you be like those brave guards, absolutely captivated by his voice, declaring that no one else can speak to your heart the way Jesus does? Will you be like Nicodemus, finding the deep courage to speak up for Christ when your peers are trying to tear him down? You have the incredible power to change the atmosphere around you. You have the power to bring the radiant light of Christ into your schools, your sports teams, and your families. But it all starts with listening. It starts with intentionally drowning out the toxic noise of the world and letting the voice of Jesus penetrate your soul. Make a firm commitment today to read his word. Open the Gospels and let his teachings challenge you, comfort you, and guide you every single day. Let his words arrest your heart. Let his immense love completely captivate your mind. Don't let fear hold you back for one more second. Don't let the mockery of the world steal the incredible, abundant joy that God has planned for your life. Jesus is looking right at you today, inviting you to rise above the noisy crowd and follow him with absolute passion and unwavering purpose. Are you ready to say yes to that invitation? Are you ready to let his voice be the ultimate defining guide of your amazing life? I pray that you will step out in bold faith today. I pray that you will stand strong, listen closely, and follow him wherever he leads. May God bless you abundantly as you answer his mighty call with incredible courage and radiant joy. Sources consulted: St. Augustine, Tractates on the Gospel of John, Tractate 33. Catechism of the Catholic Church, paragraph 104 on Sacred Scripture, St. Thomas Aquinas, Commentary on the Gospel of St. John, Navarre Bible Commentary on the Gospel of John, Catholic Commentary on Sacred Scripture, The Gospel of John by Francis Martin and William M. Wright IV, Cornelius a Lapide, The Great Commentary, Gospel of John.